Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the I Hate This Industry podcast. I am your humble and handsome and gracious host, Stephen Almeida, and with me is my brother, the architect of the GOAT print, the genius, the legend himself, Darryl Reese Jr. What's good,
Yes,
brother?
indeed. Yes, indeed. What's good, man? How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, living the life, the grind, the entrepreneur lifestyle of being broke all the goddamn time.
I feel that, man. It's been a long morning, man. It's been a long morning.
I, man, I was watching Dame, this clip of Dame. Yo, the things they be asking Dame is be wild. somebody, somebody asked him, why you always broke? Hell, why you so broke?
Yeah, I seen that clip you put out about
You
that
saw that?
yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, and he goes, man, you always broke when you chasing your dreams and you putting your money back into the streets.
Like, I got money
So
for bills, but
yeah,
not nothing else.
he said, I ain't got money for nobody else. I felt that, man. I felt
Oh
that,
yeah.
Dame. I feel you. That's all I got money for, man. I just got enough money to get by. I don't make this entrepreneur lifestyle look easy. I'm not one of those people who claim I'm an entrepreneur, so I got it, and like, nah, I'm in the hustle, the grind. This shit is real. This is a real hustle, a real grind. Uh,
Oh yeah, in the real life trenches with it. So
yeah, yes, sir. So all
just
y'all
gotta
that
keep
be
pressing through. Just gotta keep pressing through.
that's right. So everybody that be on IG, fronting like they got it,
Hey,
like,
sometimes you gotta look the part.
nah, I get it, but
Sometimes you gotta do that. I just thought about that sentiment like
I,
last year.
I
And
get it. But
sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes.
yeah, but everybody who do a e-commerce business don't got it. You know what I mean?
Oh
Everybody
no,
who
no,
they
no.
just be it definitely be nonsense.
Oh yeah.
And I
When them
and I
cameras turn off, it's a whole other life on the other side.
yes sir, yes sir. And that's the thing with this entrepreneurial career path, that because of like social media, there's this like narrative that like you have to be on. Being an entrepreneur means you're wealthy or you're rich or you have this certain type of lifestyle. And very few people highlight the grind and the grittiness and the hustle and the struggle that come with this shit. I'm
Oh
here to
yeah.
tell y'all this shit ain't easy, man. We in the streets with it. We in the trenches for real. We in the trenches
Still
with this
getting it
shit.
out the trunk. Still getting
That's
it out the
right.
trunk.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. But
Oh
what's good
yeah.
with you, bro? How you?
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Got my coffee this morning, worked on my film, worked on my script, and it's coming along pretty nicely. Like I'm in the point where I'm trying to add emotion. I'm trying to add these elements to the dialogue. So I'm really focusing on the the tiniest details within the words that they speak. So I'm trying to make these scenes and these words a moment because it's a short film. So I'm trying to make every single millisecond, every single detail like matter. So I'm trying to do that with the dialogue. That's where I'm at with it now. But we getting there. We're at the finish line. We getting there.
Yeah, man. It's never easy. I mean, that's part of creating something that's great, is the refining and retuning of things. And these are scripts that I know you started years ago. So the
Yep,
fact
about
that
3 years
even that,
ago.
yeah, the fact that you even still refining and retuning and rewriting it now, man, that's a testament to what it takes to make something that's great and something that's dope. I feel you. I feel like I rewrite everything a million times. And then I also get to a point where I'm just confident with the execution. So it's both. But when you want to create something special and great, you throw it through so many different buffers, um, to make sure you got that thing that is special, that stands out. So I feel that. Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I'm super excited for this project, man. For this
Oh yeah,
film, for
man. Me
everything,
too.
for everything.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I was damn. I just thought of something. It was another Dame interview. Shout out to Dame Dash, man. There's another interview. Where was it at? What platform was he on? I can't remember what platform he was on. I just watched the interview. I think it was an old interview, but they released it now, or they re-released it, something like that.
Was
But
it one he was like sitting down with like a woman or something like that? Sit on the couch or something like that?
was it with a woman? It might have been a woman.
I might have got confused. I'm tripping. I think that might have been Kanye.
Oh no, Kanye just did one. Kanye be
With
crazy.
Candace, I think.
Yeah, with
With
Candace. Yeah,
Candace. Yeah.
Kanye a wild dude. Well, he took that shot at Hove and Beyonce. He a wild dude. Anyway, that's I won't get into Kanye. And his antics. Now Dame was damn, I wish I remember the platform. But he was sitting down on someone's platform, and they were talking about the movie. I know it was old because he was talking about the films that he did, Honor Up. He talked about
Mm-hmm.
Lositis, and he talked about the process with Lositis of making that film. Right, and he said the way he spoke about filmmaking is so dope, and one of the many reasons I love Dame is because he's like he takes all these industry terms and he makes them very street. You know what I mean? He adds the street lingo and the street dialect so that so that people that come from where like I come from, um, and come from the streets and the hoods and those type of environments can understand the lingo. So that he's that bridge between like industry and the streets, and that's kind of what he's always been. But the way he described his filmmaking process and what he went through with making the movie Lositis and Honor Up, he said that he started putting out, he had to drop these films like mixtapes, right? He related it to the music game. He said I had to drop them like mixtapes. I had to show y'all what I can do and pump them out into the streets. He's like, because when you see the real was it the real Lositis movie or the real Honor Up movie, when that hits theaters, you get in a whole nother experience. But he's like, I had to show y'all I could do it, and I could show y'all. He's like, and that's why you see the same actors and characters in Lositis and Honor Up. He's like, because I'm introducing you to these people, to these characters, and I want and building this connection with the fans, with the audience in the film, so that when you see this grand motion picture, uh this is familiar, the familiar, oh my god, you're familiar with them.
Familiarity. I can't even
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
like there's a emotional connection. There's this is connection with you and the characters, and with the business model of like, like I'm hitting the streets with this. These are these versions of these films, and you get to see how I'm getting better at filmmaking. And then you see the big motion picture that's in the theaters. And I thought that was fly. I thought that was super fly, and it made me think of what you're doing with the foundation and everything. Just how you're treating this process, and it's like, damn, it's really like you kind of have the same perspective on how you're building these characters and all that, and how you want to introduce them into the world and into the and for the audience to then introduce this bigger storyline, or this bigger film and project for people then to sink into, So yeah,
Oh
shout
yeah,
out
man.
Dame
Yeah,
Dash,
because
man.
when you was talking about it, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing
Yeah,
with this
yeah,
with this universe.
yeah. I gotta
So
send it
yeah.
to you. It definitely made me think of what you're doing. Um, but yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
What we getting to first, man?
man,
We got a extensive docket.
yeah. He said, and I definitely want. I like this one, and I think it's perfect to start off with. Um, what's more important, business or talent, right? Because in 2024, you do not have to be talented, my friends. You do not have to be talented to be in the entertainment business. You do not have to be talented to be successful. You don't even have to be talented to have talent. Like not being talented is the new talent. um, and um, And that's an interesting question. But I'll tell you what, I think those are two different elements, the business and the talent. I don't think you need to be talented to have good business. I don't think you need good business to have talent. And I don't know if either one is more what you know what business is more important. Let me be straight up.
Y'all get it out of the way.
Yeah, let me be straight up. Business is more important. I'm not going bullshit y'all. Uh because good business supersedes talent any day. Because you do not. Warren Buffett is not a talented mother. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he could sing and dance and do all types of cool shit. I never been to one of Warren Buffett's talent shows, but I know that he's hella good at picking stocks. You know what I mean? I know he's a
And you
good
know what?
businessman.
That's a talent.
That
That
is a
can be a
talent.
talent. That can be a
100%.
talent.
That could be a talent. Yeah, but he's good. But what I'm saying, it doesn't. Good talent does translate into business in some instances, um, but it doesn't always. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be a. You could. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to sound crazy with the things I'm saying. Because what do we deem as talent? You know, because I could be the most talented carpet cleaner in the world. You know what I mean? Like, what is that a talent? You know, like is
Right.
carpet cleaning in this unique way a talent? I
Right. I
think
mean, yeah, yeah.
No, I was gonna
Cause I
say I think good business is doesn't matter if you're talented because some things are just based off of logistics, some things are just
right.
based off of skill set, and skill
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in between with it. Like, I don't really have which one I pick. Like, if I had to choose, I would go with business. But then once I start diving into certain examples and scenarios, I would lean more towards talent. So then I'm kind of in between because doing good business and being knowledgeable in business as far as the stocks, the way you do deals, the way you build your network, the way you meet people and things and put people together, that can be a talent. And then you
Yeah,
have people that are talented, like you said, that don't do good business. And then you have people that do good business that are not talented. But you can also looking at people. You can also look at doing good business as a talent.
yeah, that's what I
So
mean.
then you have
Man,
this
semantics.
talented group of people that, let's say, a talented group of people built a dance team. Okay, we're all talented. We can dance. We have all these followers. We have millions of followers, millions of views. But then you have to incorporate business to expand. Then you have to incorporate business for sponsorships. Then you have to incorporate business to network and be on TV, be at the Super Bowl, dance for Beyonce, and things like that. So in this generation, one cannot coexist without the other. Because if you building a business today, you have to be creative. Within that, you have to be talented at something. If you're a
Yeah,
talent, you have to know the business. If you're doing music, you're a talent.
yeah.
That's the thing that I'm gonna break
You
this
mean
down.
if
That's the
you're the
thing.
performer?
If you're in music, you have to be a talent, but not all musicians are talented.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
may
Because
think,
go
yeah, so
ahead.
you may think this song, you may think what you're doing is not only innovative, but what you're doing is a talent. May this song is hot, this song is good, but then once you perceive it to the world, once you give it to the world, people say, or people might perceive it as not talented.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. I think it makes sense to me.
So I'm in between with it. I'm in between with it.
I don't think I don't think you have to be talented to be an entertainer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because what entertains isn't necessarily talent. You know what I mean? Uh, and I guess it just deems what it's just whatever you deem to be talent. But
Right.
I don't think every entertainer is talented. That's just me personally. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think some things are just it just comes with a execution is and maybe that is it's just what you call talent. But business, I think business is always going to be business, whether you
Right.
talented or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At the end
So
of the day, though. Yeah.
Whether you're good at crunching numbers and that's what drives the business, whether maybe a talented tax accountant, I don't know what. It's just whatever you think talent is. But if we're talking in the sense of like of like artistry, I always think the business is more important than not more important than the artistry. But I think if you want to be in the business, you have to have the business down packed.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can be an artist in your basement, you know what I mean, and the bit you could be an artist in your basement where the business doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what your talent. Um, but I think that's a good question. But in reality, there's so many people who are not talented today who kind of just exist in this entertainment industry. If that's what I'm talking specifically about the entertainment industry. I don't think every podcaster is talented, I think you
Right.
need a gift and a talent to be able to get on a mic and talk, and I think you need charisma. I think you need a certain energy, a certain relatability. I think you need to know how to say things, I think that there's a talent, there's an art to that. I don't think every podcaster has that. You know what I mean? I don't think everybody who gets on a mic is talented at it. I don't think everybody who raps is a talented rapper. I think some motherfuckers is like putting words together. Some of them just,
It's a lot
you
of
know,
them.
yeah, some shit just don't make
A
sense.
lot.
It's just,
You know who you are.
yeah. But they got their business right. You know what I mean? They not talented, but they got their business right, and that counts for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot
Eh,
of people juggle that between being a talent and being a like and business and things like that. And it goes to the age old like the sentiment that I uttered years ago when I was having certain situations within the business of a talent being the face of this business. But you also have to understand that no matter what happens with the talent, the business is always going to be here. Goldprint is
yeah,
always going to be here. Universal is always going to be here. Autumn House is always going to be here. The energy and the work of the talent is going to be here, but the talent dies. The talent doesn't
yeah,
live forever. Their
yeah,
work does, and you can live through your work, but physically, the talent is not always going to be here.
yeah. That's for sure. And that's why you have to maintain integrity when you're chasing your motherfucking dreams, man.
Hey, that was a
Um,
good segue. That was a
yeah.
good segue. That was
Because
a good segue
yeah, because integrity don't have nothing to do with talent. It don't have nothing to do with business.
at all.
It's just more so how you carry yourself. And I get it. I understand a lot of people whose ego gets the best of them. It's happened to me tons of time. So I get it, especially when you're in pursuit of your dreams, because you kind of need a certain selfishness and you need a certain ego when you're chasing your dream. It's just required because your ego is really what's going to carry you to the promised land. Integrity
Right.
will too, but your ego is going to carry you because your ego is what's going to defend you against the naysayers, going to defend you against the doubters. And um so yeah, ego and integrity, ego will take you to the promised land. I feel like because when you're chasing your dreams, you're dealing with the naysayers, you're dealing with the doubts, the doubters, you're dealing with the non-believers, and you need to believe in yourself, and ego plays a big role in that. So I the sentiment of killing your ego, I know in the context when it's said and why it's used that way, and it's said to it's you kill the ego when it's getting in the way of progression, when it's getting in the way of integrity, and I think that's a good way to say it, is that you got to kill the ego when it's in the way of integrity. Integrity is important and it's required also to get to your goals and make it to where you want to make it to.
Oh
A
yeah.
certain a certain level of the ego is required. But when it becomes this overwhelming thing and it becomes your identity, and I see it all the time. I seen it with people I was close to. I seen it with friends. I seen it with family. I seen it with so many people in this industry. Um, the ego just gets the best of them, and they end up looking crazy. You know what I mean? And then it's different when you can execute on it. You know, when you can execute on your goals and your dreams and and the things you chasing, and you got that ego, it it kind of works for you. But when you can't execute on things and you got this big ego, you just be looking like a fucking clown in the corner, just like
I mean, yeah,
it.
yeah. We both have dealt with it. Like you talked about how you dealt with it with personal and business, and I spoke about before how I dealt with it more so on the business side with the with artists that I worked with in the past. And so yeah, when it comes a time to where your ego and integrity is in the negative and kind of dwelling on other people around you that's trying to help you succeed, that's trying to get your artistry, trying to get your music out to the world. And then once you start burning bridges and jeopardizing relationships based off your ego with integrity, there has to come a point to where you look in the mirror and say, I'm the problem. Like there
Mm-hmm.
has to come to the point in that. And then the people around you have to be smart enough to know that I can't deal with this forever. So it's either we're gonna fix this or we go our separate ways. And like I talked about before on the pod, ego and integrity can destroy a business. It can destroy an empire. It can destroy these things. And on the outside looking in, you can say you lack this, but it doesn't matter if the person that lacks the integrity, that lacks the ego, doesn't see it for themselves. And to
Yeah,
this day, like people are still going on that. You can tell that they're still that same way. And however
yeah,
God see fits for what He has to decide on that, That's how it's gonna happen. So yeah, that integrity, man. Like I built my company off that, and the
mm,
time where I did wake up to see I can no longer surround myself with certain things. That's when things started mentally just climbing, going up, going up, going up, and getting better. So you have to be aware early, but if you're not, over time, you have to protect yourself from those that have this bad ego and things like that. And we talked about Dame Dash earlier. Like, it's so many people that talk about how he treats other people and things like that, and he'll have his own sentiment of how he feels and things like that, and he'll just say, "Name me one person that I disrespect or things like that that didn't deserve it or was stealing from us." And then the person that asks them the question, they'll just get quiet. Like they'll get very
yeah,
quiet about it. So it all depends on the person ultimately.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I think Dame is. I do believe Dame at some point let his ego get in the way. Um,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that he wasn't, that in the moments when he was, you know, like moving how he was moving. Um, the reason why Dame is so legendary is because of those things. So that's what I mean about your ego being the thing that carries you. Maybe in the long run, you turn some people off, and it had the effect it had, and um, but see the difference with somebody like Dame is he don't cry and whine about it. You know, he ain't
Right.
saying these
Yeah.
people did me like this. These people, he pivoted. You know, I love when he says, he's like, I left the industry. You know what I mean? Like I left it. He's like, you know what? He says, a lot of people can't just leave. You know, he's like, I left the music industry, and he's like, and I did something incredible in the fashion industry. But then he goes, see, people don't talk about that part. You know, people don't talk about, and let's be real. People don't talk about all the things Dame's built. They so focused. See, and I see it. I see the media narrative. So it's like I know when the media is working against somebody. So I see how the mainstream media paints Dame. You know, and granted, maybe he does have his issues. I don't know him personally, so I can't speak to that. But everybody got their issues. But what they choose to highlight with Dame is the money, all his money issues, his finance issues, and his child support issues and all that, that when he's in court. Very rarely do I ever see any positive post about Dame that is not coming from Dame's camp. Where it's like these
Yeah.
blog sites posting about how he built a TV network, how he built his own streaming platform, and I don't mean streaming in music sense. I mean like content streaming, like a Netflix. He essentially has his own Netflix. He's doing his own TV station now, right? Like he has a deal with a TV network now. Um, like he's done so much on the independent side. He is a pillar in the independent entrepreneur community, and they don't ever highlight those things. And I get it because he probably pissed a lot of people off, so I understand that. And that's where the ego comes in, and that's where you see where it has it's the other side of the coin is but then there's people who respect it, and I respect him. I don't really look at the money thing as something to discredit him for. I don't really equate success with financial status. I equate success with a lot of other things, with impact, with how you feel about where you at in your life. So
Right.
just because he has money issues or whatever he's dealing with, I don't that doesn't take away from the things that he has built that I respect, and that's integrity. There's a lot of things he's built off of integrity that I just respect very much. So the people he has around him, the people he's put on, um that's important. So have integrity when you're chasing your dreams. I get it. It's hard out here. Have integrity when you're doing anything. But integrity will take you a lot further than your ego will. I truly believe that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that one.
I truly believe that. I saw this question. Who did they ask? What podcast was I listening to? I was listening to the God Show, the Ray Daniels podcast, and he was interviewing a 43-year-old rapper, right? And
Right.
he asked this question that I really liked, and I was like, man, I think that's something dope. And I think this is something, if you are an executive, you are an upcoming, even an entrepreneur, if you're an upcoming businessman, a business person, if you a creative, you're in this whatever space you're in. I think this is a great question to ask yourself and ask the people on your team, and the people around you, people that you're working with. He asked the dude, "What is your superpower?" And he